and we'll get started and I'll send it to everybody. Okay. So guys, welcome to the Women Who Wow webinar on how to dress more strategically for fall and winter with Melanie Lippman. She's back. I'm so excited. Melanie, hi. How are you?
Great. How are you?
Good. We're so glad you're here now that it's fall and we're like, okay, we're still in this. We're kind of going back to in person and now we're not. And now we're not sure what to do. I was just showing Melanie that I got on the clog trend. I heard about it, influencers, bloggers, and Melanie said I went all in. I've got 2 pairs, and this one I need to return because it's the wrong size and they hurt, right, Melanie?
Those are 2 negatives. I would have told you the wrong size, just return it. Two things. 2 wrongs do not make a right in this situation.
If you find something you really like and they don't have your size, but they have a half size bigger or a half size smaller, don't you think you should go for the half size bigger?
No, because that's when you get blisters and all of the things. Unless you wear it and it fits, because sometimes the half size, there's that little wiggle room that sometimes designers make things different. But if it's not your size and you're wearing it just around the store and it's a little too big, it's going to be so much worse on pavement in New York City. Let's be real.
No, but if you really want to be real about New York City, I just take my flip-flops, wear them ever since September 11th. That's one of the things that's changed about me, and the blackout of 2005. I don't wear nice shoes on the street. Also, every time I wear nice shoes on the street, I scratch the back of my heel and the leather comes off the heel. I get stuck in one time, Melanie, I got stuck in a sidewalk. My heel was actually in between the pavement, and it was in there, and I wasn't going to leave my shoe and run. I had to call my roommate and come get me with another pair of shoes.
I once got stuck in an elevator in my shoes. They got stuck and I walked and I fell. It was the most my heel was stuck in the elevator and my body was going out in the door. I don't even know how I'm still alive.
Okay, I broke my toe on a New York city bus once because of that. The grates on the city bus, so my heel got stuck and I went flying. Same thing. If anyone else has had a similar mishap with your shoes, please do put that in the chat. We would love to hear from you.
I'd love to hear that we're not alone.
We're not alone. I wasn't going to leave my shoe, by the way. I love my shoe. So I just want to show you a couple things. So this is Melanie talking to us today. I have a masterclass on LinkedIn on Friday, and I hope you guys will come. I just approved everybody. So I'm so sorry about that. We have one of our friends who's a man coming on October 5th, 12:30, Rich Bracken, who I adore, is going to talk about emotional intelligence, of which I need a lot. I shoot off emails sometimes without thinking. I get upset when I hear no. I do lots of things. So I want to be more emotionally intelligent. I think we could all benefit from that. And then I'm moderating this panel. It's a diversity panel, how law firms are doing with regard to diversity and inclusion, on September 28th with an amazing group of people. Women Who Wow keeps going strong. If you haven't been profiled yet, let me know. Here are 2 of the new ones. I'm going to be starting a social media series for all of the women, highlighting the profiles more. And so this is Heather Stevenson. She's GC at Boston Globe. And this is Lisa Lang. She's in-house counsel at, I think it's Kentucky State University. If you're not a woman who wows yet, let me know. If you haven't been featured and you want to be featured, also let me know. And then this is a link to the page where we have everything. Okay, so I mentioned before we started that and I'm going to enable screen sharing for you.
Thank you.
I didn't realize there was a setting on the webinar that I had to approve all of the attendees. So that's why some of you didn't get the link. And so for those of you who are going to be watching this as a recorded program, which actually, Melanie, your program got my most views on YouTube so far, which is great, right? I will be sending out the link, and Melanie will also send out the link. So in case you're missing the live, but I am so excited that you're here. We loved having you. We need all the help. #all the help. So tell us what we should be doing this fall, Mel.
Okay, so first I have a question because I just like to take temperature. And yes, it's a webinar, but I want this to be interactive. And I love that Stephanie and I are not the only women that have gotten our shoes caught in things, that it is the struggle is real. But if you can just pop in the chat really quickly and write a number down on a scale of 1 to 10, how do you feel about getting dressed? 2, Deborah. Okay, anyone else? 8.
Oh, Eva, I love that. You're an 8. Okay. Annie's a 4. Jamie's a 3. I'm a 3, and I'll tell you why. I gained 15 pounds since COVID and I can't get it off. And I don't feel great about my body right now. That's it.
I've heard it both ways. I've heard I've gained weight and I don't feel so great, and I'm nervous to invest in things, like, because I don't want to be buying things in this size. I've heard lots of that, but I've also heard women that have lost weight and then they have this internal dialogue of that they are afraid to buy clothes because they're afraid they're going to gain the weight back. So there's never a great time when it comes to weight and stuff like that. And that's one of the things I'm going to chat about today. A little preview. But if you can also hop in the chat really quickly and put yes or no. Do you feel like you're prepared for fall? Like, today's the first day, ladies. Today is the first day of fall. And I love fall. Like, I really, really love, I love sweaters. I love boots. I feel like all of the things. How about you, Stephanie? Do you feel prepared for fall?
No, I can't. I feel like it went from September 1st to September 21st. By the way, today's the first. I didn't realize that we scheduled this for the first day.
It's like you planned this. What are you talking about? We planned this like in July.
I know, but I didn't mean to like plan it on the first day of fall. Like, that was like awesome. No, it went from September 1st to September 22nd. I feel like in record time.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, oh, wow, okay, it is suddenly fall. And I just said, like, I have all these clothes that I didn't get a chance to wear yet for summer. And now I have to transition to fall. I did buy, a couple of things like those clogs, but I haven't really thought about it. Plus, I thought we would be out of COVID. I don't even know where my clothes are, to be perfectly honest with you. I think a lot of them are like in storage. Are they still in style? I don't know. So that's my long-winded answer. I'm not ready.
So not sure if it's still in style. Yes, it's totally getting dark super, super early.
I don't like that at all. I noticed that like one day it was just like, wow, okay.
Right. It's like, okay, it is going to be 4:00 and dark. That's like my least favorite thing is when I take my son to his after school activities and it's dark as we're going there. I'm like, this stinks.
Yeah, when it's
not like a happy thing.
When it's pitch black outside, I know. I hate it.
Okay, so what we're going to chat about today, these are the 3 biggest mistakes I see professional women making when getting dressed. And it is like the 3 things that you can just really switch if you're ever in a rut, if you're ever just like, what is going on? I don't feel great. These are the mistakes, and these are the really easy ways to fix it using what you already have. So I know a lot of people's answer to loving your clothes is to go shopping some more. A la Stephanie and her clogs. Not judging at all. Like that, going shopping, it does do good things, but it's not always the answer. So we want to like know how to make what we have in our closets work, and also how to, if we are going to buy something, how to do it the right way so we don't just keep buying Band-Aids. So the first mistake is playing it safe when it comes to color. That, I get it. You ladies work in a very conservative field. Whether you're a practicing attorney or whether you just work in the legal field, it is like conservativo to a T. And the word that comes up so many times when I speak to clients is appropriate. Everyone wants to be appropriate. They don't want to be the person that someone is going to be talking behind their back or someone's going to be thinking something. And I understand that that is kind of the dialogue that goes on and on in your head. So we stick to the conservative colors like black and gray and tan and beige and all the things. But we're still in COVID, and we're still, even if you're meeting people in person, you still have some virtual meetings. And black and those colors don't look so great on Zoom. So we really should incorporate color, number one. And number two, color creates connection. It creates like this, I want to be part of something. It opens a conversation. It really is about saying like, I want to be friends with you. I want to talk to you. I want to be part of a conversation. Black is kind of very formal and like, I'm going to stay over here. I'm going to hang out like by myself, as opposed to I want to be part of the conversation. So those are two reasons why wearing color is important. Wearing color, there's a whole entire magical science about it, and it's a very long-winded thing, but I'm going to teach you how to feel confident wearing color, just knowing these two specific things. The first thing is you need to understand how to wear color. The first way to wear color is through tonal dressing. So that's like monochromatic dressing. We saw a lot of that during the inauguration, like every single woman was wearing head to toe one color. But it's about keeping it kind of in the same family. So that's either, wearing something, blues and greens or something very close to each other. So that's one way to wear color easily, is just wearing two colors that are either in the same family or very, very similar to each other. It always goes, you can't make a mistake doing that. The second way is with contrasting colors. And this is the wow, this is the drama. This is the thing that scares people, but I'm going to teach you how to do it really easily. But this, when you do this, like it is a pop, like people notice it. It's exciting. It is really, really a little bit bolder, and you want to do this with confidence. So before we go any further, I want you to write me a quick email. I know your phone is somewhere near you. If black was not allowed, it was illegal or something, or you just couldn't wear black, what color would you replace it with? What's the first one that pops in your head? Because the first answer is always the best answer. And hit send to me so we can make sure that you feel confident in that color.
Can I tell you what mine is while we're okay? Pink. And you have that pink blazer on. Remember, you also have, like, everyone wanted to know where that was from. I love pink, but sometimes I worry because people have told me that I look young and like I shouldn't wear certain things. Oh, Eva's purple. Eva, you look amazing in blue. That turquoise in your headshot is just gorgeous. I sometimes worry that I have to like dress up kind of thing. Like I shouldn't wear certain things. Somebody told me once at a law firm I shouldn't be wearing a flounced skirt.
We can go on and on about these conversations.
Rolling your eyes. Yeah. I was like, yeah, okay, whatever. So you're purple. So Eva's purple. Other people are probably going to email and tell you. So I have pink and purple. I wear black when I feel fat. Does anyone else do that?
That's we were all instructed. Black is slimming. Black doesn't show dirt. You know how to wear black. And most of my clients, when I'm like, oh, what do you wear this really cool print with? Black. Like, what else do you wear it with? Like black, no one is ever going to say to you, like, you shouldn't be wearing that black V-neck sweater. Like black is so, and that's where it comes into, it is safe. There is no opinions. There is no like that you shouldn't be doing that with black. It's like basically like, being beige and not having an opinion. It's like living in Switzerland, like that sort of thing. Like there is nothing that anyone's going to say about black. But the one other thing with wearing black, especially on Zoom, is it like makes your dark under eye circles like pop. It makes you like I can convince you never to wear black on Zoom ever.
Wait,
I wouldn't do that. But
never thought that. That's terrible. Okay. So
it's very bad. But the good thing is that when you wear black with another color, like a jewel tone, it automatically makes it better. So it's not like you can never wear black again. It's just knowing how to wear black in a way that is super, super flattering to you.
Yeah. Melanie, what I've noticed also is people who wear like nude colors, it washes them out on a Zoom screen and also makes them look like a little yellow. Like I don't think nude is great. I also have a lawyer who recently wore a nude camisole underneath her blazer. So it looked like she had no shirt on. Okay. And you have to be cognizant of that. I also see people with black backgrounds or dark walls with a black shirt. when a lot of people speak at conferences, the backdrop is black. You wear all black, all you see is a head.
Your head, your floating head.
Right. You're floating. So anyone here who speaks at conferences, remember that backdrop, oftentimes that curtain is black. You don't want to blend in with that. So keep that in mind. And nude sometimes isn't great because you can look naked, which is not great, right?
So I have a whole lesson on how to look on Zoom. And one of the things is to like know like your backgrounds and also what colors to avoid. Because here's the thing, like our cameras on our computers, we're not meant to do what they're doing right now. It's like old technology. It's like basically you're like using the VCR of like that because it didn't they like and so the lighting, it's everything is fighting with each other. So that's why wearing a color is so much better. Another thing for speaking in public, because a lot of my clients do speak besides the black, just call or write an email to the organizer asking them to see the stage and asking if there'll be any changes. Because there have been times when the quote unquote back room was black and then a client got there and it was purple, and then when their whole outfit, like you just want to make sure that you're standing out on a stage, and it is totally okay to ask them what the background will look like when you're speaking. Like it is a normal
smart.
thing.
So I never thought to even ask that. Also podiums, like just for those of you who are also like a little vertically challenged, like I am, if you're short, don't feel like you have to speak at the podium. Get up, go in front of that podium, walk around, wear something really comfortable. My go-to, Melanie, for when I speak is a jumpsuit, a work appropriate jumpsuit. I love it because I don't have to think about a top and a bottom, and it's just easy, except when you have to go to the bathroom, of course.
And then you need like an assistant to.
And then you're also naked in the public bathroom. But I love a jumpsuit, professional. You don't have to wear a blazer all the time either. If you feel comfortable, do it. This is just me saying, like, you know, you're not going to be, hopefully you won't be taken less seriously if you decide to go outside the norm of like what's accepted, right? For women's professional wear.
Yeah, and it all depends on knowing your audience. Like, here's the thing I always say is that you never want to detract from your message. So if it's something that's like super crazy, like if everyone else is wearing a blazer, you probably want to wear a blazer because you yourself are going to feel uncomfortable. Like, oh, I'm the only one here not wearing a blazer. So it's really kind of knowing your audience and how you want to come across. But it's totally okay to not wear a blazer if that's appropriate, just because I feel like you're so much better with speaking and more animated when you don't feel constricted by a blazer. So speaking of knowing what's appropriate, is yesterday I spoke to a bar association and there was like a DA, an ADA, and a judge there. And I'm like, hey, my green nail polish, court appropriate? And they were all like very nervous for me and my green nail polish.
Yeah, what do you think with regard to nail polish? Like I've always been really okay, so can you see what I'm wearing? I have like a pretty dark color, and I'm curious, like for the audience, like what you guys do as well. So this is like a metallic-y kind of gray. Often in the fall, my go-to is like a very dark, like almost black, like not wicked anymore, but like something like that. What's your thought on whether that is appropriate or not?
I think it depends if you're going into a courtroom. Like,
so for a courtroom, you would say no, like fun nail polish.
I've heard stories of people being sent to Dwayne Reed to go buy nail polish remover, saying you're not coming with me into this courtroom because your nail polish is distracting. Like it's just a distracting thing. I think that showing your personality is awesome, but you all never want it to be someone kind of having another thing to think about and not thinking about what you're saying. Like my green nails, like are just distracting. I understand it.
Yeah.
So, but it's really about knowing what the goal is for that week or two when you have that nail polish on. What's everyone else saying? Eva has to jump off. We'll listen to the recording.
She'll listen to the recording, yeah.
So right here, this is like, I'm all about the cheat sheets because we have so many things going on in our life. Having a cheat sheet makes everything easy. So this is a cheat sheet on how to wear color. So if this is the color that you're wearing, these are the contrasting colors that go with it. And these are the tonal colors that go with it. So if it's yellow, a color that people literally have challenges wearing, except one of my clients just wore a yellow suit for a photo shoot and she looked amazing. But like, these are the colors that go, like, there's no question about it. So, nude, these are the colors that go with it. Like gray, these are the colors that go with it. So it's as simple as just knowing what your colors are and what colors you wear with it. It's that simple. So this gets to be black now because you know what to wear with it. It's not that big. I don't know what to wear with it, so I wear black. I know what to wear with lilac, and these are the colors to wear with it. These are the ones that are less dramatic. These are the ones that have a little bit more of a pop. And I'll show you an example of how that works. So these right here, the blush color, burgundy, just looks beautiful with it. This is a way to kind of wear it with a blazer. I always like to marry things and have them go together and make sense. But this is just great ways to wear blush if you want to stick in the tones. If you want to have more of that contrast, these are great colors to wear with a blush. So you get to be an expert at wearing color. 2 more examples. Gray, we all have gray, but how to make it pop. Gray and olive green. It's a really pretty unexpected color combination, but still looks conservative because it's not so out there. Gray and black, I love. It just looks like really polished and put together, but it's not wearing all black. It's just a little bit different. And then
I love that
if you
green,
wanted,
by the way.
where's that?
The green is fabulous.
Isn't it pretty? Like, I think
Yeah.
it's like my new, like, I was very into mustard because mustard is like really big, and I could show you ladies, I have all like the Pantone colors for fall and winter. But I was liking the mustard a lot, but now like this is really, and it's a good neutral, like it's not crazy. Like it's like you can wear a green blazer, you can wear a green shoe and it doesn't look like it's so dramatic.
I love it. And by that blazer looks like a Veronica Beard blazer. For those of you who don't have a Veronica Beard blazer like that, buy one.
So this one is actually, funny enough, this one is actually Generation Love. And so it's like half the price of a Veronica Beard or a Legendre.
Oh, wait, I'm writing.
Funny enough is one of my clients, I put this in something on LinkedIn, and she was like, I really want that blazer this season. And I was looking under Veronica Beard being like, why is the green blazer not there? Why is the green blazer? I had to go back to this board and see what, be like, oh, it's half the price. She's gonna be so excited.
Oh my God, I love that. You can find sometimes Veronica Beard on sale.
Oh, I'm like the queen of finding Veronica Beard on sale because it is my favorite thing, but I refuse to spend that much.
No, I
don't believe in sale shopping. I believe in finding the piece that you want for less money.
Yeah, and you guys know how I feel about TJ Maxx. I found my Veronica Beard jacket at TJ Maxx. You just never know. Mm-hmm. So, I'll put I think you said Generation Love.
Yeah, right? Generation Love. Deborah, I could send you the link for it. And this one is from Saks. I use a lot of, people ask me about my pictures all the time, and Saks photographs their clothing the best. But sometimes there's like crazy expensive things, but they just, for some reason, they photograph.
What about those shoes, Melanie? Are those Jimmy Choos?
They may be Manolos.
Okay. They look like it. I love that color shoe. I can see that with like a chunky sweater and jeans also.
There also is another brand. It's called like Lioness, Loiness. They make really good blazers that look like this. They make a black and white version of it. And it's $90 and $99. And they're made well. They're not made like, sometimes you have that like, this one actually looks really, really good because I have one of their blazers. And then if you wanted to do more of the contrast, but still feel conservative with a gray, just blue, just pairs really pretty. It's a pretty color combination, or a blush. So in order to like dip your toe in the wearing color situation, it's so much easier to be much more strategic about like, these are the 2 colors or the color family I'm going to focus on. When you have a rainbow in your closet, that's when it becomes intimidating and overwhelming. So it's good to just be like, hey, this is a color I wear a lot, and these are 2 or 3 coordinating colors. So you are starting to create this mix and match wardrobe that's more strategic than kind of just waiting for like something to go together and for you to understand how to do it. So what I want you to do for an action item is to go in your closet and create I could send this sheet to everyone. I could put it in the email that you send out, using one of those color combinations. But I wanted to support you where you were today. So like, yeah, pairing a cool shoe with a blazer is awesome. But if you are not meeting anyone in person, no one is going to appreciate that. So use, make it be an earring with a blouse, make it be your blazer with your shirt underneath it for virtual. If you're meeting people in person, roll with it and do the whole entire look, but really making sure that it's supporting you today, and don't have this be like the thing that you're going to wait until you go out into the universe to start doing. The second biggest thing that I see women doing is they hide in their clothes. And I get it. I've had major weight fluctuations in my whole entire life. I used to buy clothes like jeans 2 sizes too big because I thought it would make my thighs look smaller. And if anyone's heard my crazy thigh story, that's a boy that I had a crush on when I was 13 years old.
Yes.
He told me I didn't have the thighs for shorts. So like my thigh issue is long. Like it's not something that happened. So I used to do this all the time. And what I have learned through myself and through coaching clients is when you actually wear clothes that are too big on you, you look bigger than you are, and it doesn't work. So, and I also understand the idea of not wanting to look too feminine or show off your curves, because that's another thing that's considered to be inappropriate. But what we want to do is learn how to dress in a way that flatters our body type as opposed to it being big and boxy, because that is not good either. That's when frumpy starts to happen. So we really want to learn how to embrace our body type. I know that that's hard. I 100%, I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh, it's so easy. But when you are able to say, like, this is where I am today, and I'm going to work with it, instead of waiting for the 20 pounds to come off, because I've heard so many times is I am going to look good in my clothes when I lose 20 pounds. Unfortunately, 20 pounds doesn't happen like that, especially if you're a woman. It's going to take some time. And in order for that to work is for you to feel good in your clothes now, so you can get that, like, I want to go on the Peloton. I want to do this. I'm going to make better choices. Like, you don't want to go down the bad rabbit hole. So this is how you can start embracing your body in a really easy way immediately. It's all about avoiding the boxy clothes and starting to create a waistline. And I know what's going on in your head because I've heard it a million times. I don't like my midsection. Why embracing and showing off my waistline? I didn't say show off your waistline or stick out your stomach. I said create a waistline. So that is about creating in your clothes an optical illusion that you have an hourglass silhouette. And this is how we're going to do it. Mm-hmm. The first thing we need to realize is our waist is not where we think it is. Our waist is not where our belly button is. It is not anywhere near your thighs or your stomach. Your natural waist is your smallest part of your body. So if you were to stand up, I feel like I did this on our last call, but I could do it again because it's my favorite thing to teach. If you stand up and bend, it's right here where that little indent is. That is your waistline. That's where you want to be drawing attention to. And the way that we do it is 3 ways. Here's number 1, wear a belt. And again, it's one of those things that people, I'm not wearing a belt. I'm not saying to go tuck your shirt into your pants and be vertical. I'm just saying, like, look at, this is the same exact dress. Which one looks better? This one that's cinched in. So wearing a belt creates the illusion of you have a waist and that your body goes like that. So super easy, especially those boxy dresses that you have to just throw on a belt. The second thing is trying a high waist. I always have clients that are like, oh my God, I'm not wearing those mom jeans. I'm not doing that. But when you raise that waistline, it's so much more flattering because it's drawing attention to a much smaller part. So there's lots and lots of pants that are like this that are super popular right now. It is a really, really flattering look. So creating the false place of where your waist is and that it's thinner is much more flattering. I think I showed this in the last one, but again, it's the biggest mistake. One of the biggest things I see women make is that they wear their pencil skirts too low. Most people are wearing their skirts on their hips. They need to be higher. So this literally is going to the dry cleaner, raising it up and having them put 2 darts in there. You know, when your skirt spins, it's because it's not fitting you in the right place. So this is narrowest waist. It's automatically, it looks so much more aesthetically pleasing. And then accentuate your waistline again. And it's literally buying shirts, buying a dress that go in and out. So it's not saying like having it be over here where it's tight. It's just doing that for you. And immediately slimming. It's really about embracing your body and creating those female curves that aren't too female. And then also I find with a lot of these dresses, like a wrap dress or any of those like sheath dresses, most of them are hitting women at the wrong place. You want it to be up here. You do not want it to be down here. You want this being the area that we're drawing areas attention to. So 3 things that you can take into your closet is to either try a belt on, to try a high-waisted pant or skirt, or to accentuate your waistline. Normally, when I tell people to tuck their shirt in, they go like bananas. You do not need to put your whole entire shirt in. It's just like a little half front tuck. If anyone has any questions about how to tuck, I have provided many a lesson with how to uncomplicating tucking, but it really makes a world of a difference when you go from having a boxy t-shirt that looks kind of frumpy to tucking it in and it just looks really, really polished. And then the third thing that I find women making the mistake over is just over complicating getting dressed. So you go to get dressed in the morning and you have all of these options and it's really overwhelming. And I get it because you have a lot of stuff in there. Some stuff may fit you, some stuff may not fit you. But if you just can take one strategy into your closet to completely make it simple, just focus on one. It becomes so much easier than trying to reinvent the wheel. Yesterday, I spoke in person for the first time since literally March 2020. And I had to coach myself because I started getting that, I don't know what to do, or my pants gonna fit, blah, 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 blah. And I literally, this is what I did. Like, I was like, okay, I'm gonna do this step. And I was able to get it in my closet in 3 minutes, as opposed to taking the whole entire, every single pant down, every single thing and trying it on. So you want to rely on a system. Like everything in your life works because of a system. Like use an Excel spreadsheet, use a checklist, use all the things. So getting dressed can be that easy. And once you have the clothing in your closet that supports you, it's super simple. And it makes it so stop buying random pieces that you don't know what to do with. It becomes creating outfits, becomes a formula. It works together. So you could just see here, there's just a few pieces and it looks much more polished than having some random things. It becomes super, super easy. And one of the things that I hear all the time is that just this isn't meant for me. This personal style is so not my thing. You do not need to have amazing style to feel confident in your clothes. You don't need to like pour over the pages of Vogue. You don't need to shop like every 2 seconds. That's the furthest thing from the truth. I am not a great cook. Like my husband will tell you, I literally gave him like salmonella poisoning the first time I cooked for him. Like I am not a good cook whatsoever. Like, but I've gotten a lot better as I've had to cook meals for a family as opposed to ordering takeout in Manhattan.
He married you also.
Seriously, I think he was intrigued. Like, am I getting that?
Trying to kill me.
But you don't need to be a chef in order to follow a recipe. So you don't need to be like a fashion model or be obsessed with fashion in order to follow a system. And that's why these systems work. And that's how easy getting dressed is. So this is what I literally did with myself yesterday. So I think it's so important to have these little capsules that are like cheaters in your closet. 2 items that go together, literally you can wear with anything. So it's like this shirt and this pair of earrings goes with anything. So I don't want you to go into a store and buy a printed top ever again if it doesn't have something to go with it. Because you know what you're going to do? You're going to wear black when you get home. That's what your go-to is going to be. But if you get 2 things that go together, it's automatically an outfit. It automatically tells a story. It automatically makes sense. The other little tip that I have for you is a print was put together by someone that has a degree in color. So you can use this as inspiration. So go and find the print, go and see what other colors you can find there and be inspired by that as well. The second way to do this is just having 2 things that go together. So like a shoe and a blazer. So like leopard has the camel color in it. So you can literally take these 2 pieces and just put it with anything, basically. It's super, super simple. So again, when you buy one thing, make sure that you either own a coordinate or you can, in that same shopping trip, have 2 things to go together. So you already have an outfit. And then it works way here too. Like literally this is like a burgundy sweater and a burgundy pair of boots. Not the most exciting thing in the world, but it goes together and it tells a story. So just start creating those little capsules because you can literally get dressed in 2 seconds each day because you have those things already put together mentally in your head. So third thing I want you to do is go find those 2 things in your closet, 2 things that go together. So you always have those 2 items on standby to create a few different outfits if you don't have the time to feel put together. So it's a blazer and a shoe, using a print as inspiration with an accessory, or matching just a plain top and a shoe. I've had clients that have felt so polished and put together on a weekend because they were wearing yoga pants and a t-shirt and a pair of flip-flops that match, because it just was like much more purposeful and put together. So I have 2 steps for you for next steps. First, if this information resonates with you and you want more style tips and more strategies, I'd like to give you all a 30-minute free style strategy call, just for more personalized information, because there's more mental stuff that goes into our wardrobes than we know what to do with. So sometimes we need to kind of take a few steps back where we're getting stuck and really figuring out how to make sure these strategies will work for you. And then number 2, go in your closet, create those 3 outfits and shoot me an email. Like, I'd love to see them, love to see what you're working on. And then whatever questions that are popping up of, am I doing it right? I'm happy to answer them for you. And I'm happy to make other suggestions of other things that you can wear. The number one thing I hear from my clients that work with me is, I didn't know how much great stuff I had in my closet until I actually knew what to do with it. So there's so many more things to do with a blazer than to just wear it with black and wear it with white. There's probably a lot of other good stuff you have going on. You just need to think about it from a different mindset. So definitely shoot me an email. My email, I'll pop it in here again, and then I'll also pop in the link to set up a call with me. Does anyone have any questions? There's a lot of information, I know.
Can you, I have a question while we're waiting for other questions. Can you tell us, are there any things, like, I know you say like don't buy trends, or buy for your body, like all that stuff, but I'm wondering, like, how I got on the clog trend, like, are there any things for fall, Melanie, that specifically you will be wanting to get this year?
Right. So my whole thing is not to go and just buy random stuff, to buy it with purpose.
I know you said that last year. You and I would not get along going shopping together, because I would be like such a bad influence, and you would be a bad, like, you would be like, you can't get that. Stop that, Stephanie. Focus, right?
But I always tell people they need to go into a store knowing what they want, because you don't want things to like happen to you. You want to buy things with a purpose and what you need. Because a lot of times we don't wear the clothes in our closet because we don't have the glue to hold it together. Like, you may have a pink blazer, but you don't have 3 tops to go underneath it, so you only wear it once. So you want to kind of have more strategy.
Right.
So my whole feelings about trends is, I am not such a big fan of them. I don't feel like I feel like the fashion industry, is a $80 billion a year industry because it's just trying to sell you stuff. But what ends up happening in the way trends work is so trends come out and they're on the runway. So they're in like Paris or New York Fashion Week. And those are the items people can't wear because they don't have a normal life and they don't have a normal body. So what ends up happening is that, like, so these crazy designers, let's say like Yves Saint Laurent makes something and it's only being worn by like J-Lo. And then it trickles down. And then the designers that are a little bit one step below make it for like Saks and Neiman Marcus. And then it trickles down, and then the designers make it for like Bloomingdale's, and then it trickles down and trickles down. So that's the way that the fashion industry works. If something has been around for about 2 years, and clogs have been around for 2 years because YSL made them 2 years ago, then it is, number one, stood the test of time. And number 2, it's become much more easy to wear in normal people life. So that is when you can start thinking about the things that are in style, because everyone wants something new. Like, no one wants to look stale and dated. And the way that you get something new is by buying something more current. But that has stood the test of time, that you can buy it now. The thing that I really like about fall fashion this year is, because we're in such a weird state, people didn't go out and make the crazy stuff. They've been kind of repurposing the things that have been working before. And also they made it a little bit more casual because our lives are more casual. So the things that I recommend for fall that I really like is vests. I think vests are awesome. That you can kind of layer on top of a blazer. Like you can wear a vest with a blazer, because people always have, my clients always are like, what shirt, what jacket do I wear with a blazer? Also, I really like, there's a lot of like menswear inspiration. So there's a lot of great plaid stuff. So it's just kind of making what you already have, buying 2 or 3 things that are a little bit more current, as opposed to like going really deep into buying things that are really out there.
Okay, got it. That's fair. You really are helping me. So there's another question. Do you recommend shopping special sizes such as petite? By the way, I wear petite clothes. Or getting investment items tailored. Also, again, the magic question. Where's your blazer from, Melanie?
Oh my God, it's the same blazer that I wore. I'm so embarrassed. I have the blazer in 2 different colors.
We love it.
It's the blazer I wore in pink. And by the way, I'm obviously obsessed with it. In my presentation, it was in camel.
What's the brand again?
Legence.
How do we spell that?
L''ENGCE or something.
Oh, maybe it's A-N-G. I'll look it up.
It's A. So it's like.
I'll look it up. Okay, I love it. And I love this question. And so Carrie, I'll tell you, as a petite person, like I like having clothes that fit my body, and tailoring is another thing I have to do that I don't have time for, finding a good one, or it's expensive. But I know that Melanie's going to tell us that tailoring your clothes is a really good idea. So Melanie, why don't you tell us what you think? I just want to make it easy. I don't even shop in person anymore. I just shop.
So have we had this conversation?
No.
I'm 5 feet tall.
Oh.
Like I am probably the most petite person. I don't know, Carrie, how tall you are, but I'm 5 feet.
I'm 5'2".
Oh yeah, like I'm 5 feet. Like maybe I'm 5'1". So Carrie and I, you
and
and I.
Carrie, okay. And I think I'm shrinking also. Just FYI, in my 40s, I'm starting to. Everything's going downhill.
So if you think about like men's sportswear, like men get like everything custom made. So, and that, while it becomes super expensive for us, and I don't love the custom options. Like there's a few people that make custom women's suits, and I feel like they're still kind of dowdy. So I think that size is just a suggestion, and getting tailoring is key. Like especially if it's just like hemming something, or Eileen, are you in the city? Because I have a really good tailor in the city.
Yeah. Can you send me the tailor?
Sure, absolutely. So tailoring is totally key. There's been things that on clients like have been gone from them hating it and never wearing it, and them just being like loving the piece. And normally it's a little tweak. It's really just knowing where you want the eye to be drawn. Like sometimes it's literally just taking a strap up. So tailoring, super, super important. I do believe in buying petite stuff sometimes, that it, to serve a purpose and not having to get things tailored. But petite people, or also like some of us have long arms, some of us have short arms, so it doesn't always work. So I do think that tailoring is definitely important. What I find sometimes with petites is sometimes the options are very limited. Even though online shopping has made it much easier, and I'm a huge proponent for online shopping. I'll tell you a quick story about shopping in person, which keeps happening to my clients too. It's not just me. So my son had picture day yesterday, and the school didn't tell us it was going to be picture day until last Thursday, like Yom Kippur day. And normally it's in the middle of October. So my son only wears Nike or Adidas clothes. So I took him shopping over the weekend to like Tanger Outlet in Riverhead. It's like our huge outlet, and they have like a bajillion stores. I went into 7 stores and finally found him one suitable button down. Like shopping stinks right now. There are no size options. There's no that. So one of my favorite things to actually teach is how to shop online without getting overwhelmed, because there's so many more options.
Do you do that as a course? Can we have you come back and do it?
It's in my course. It's one of the steps in my course
In
is
your
how to
course,
shop
okay.
online. So it's because it is super overwhelming, but the other thing is when you know your body type and what you're looking for and the colors and all of that stuff, it gets to be like, there's 2 pages of options as opposed to 2,000 pages of options.
Yeah. And by the way, here's what's happened, at least in New York. I have a feeling it's probably LA and other places. As the stores wound up, closing, or, like I said last time, like there's so many empty Banana Republics, Victoria's Secret, H&Ms, and Lofts in New York. I'm sure it's all over the country, but like a girlfriend of mine went to Bloomingdale's to try to get a dress for a wedding, and they have such a limited selection now. So like there's less stores from which we could shop, and then also I think fewer selections in the actual stores as a result of the pandemic. It's not the same like it used to be. So I'm relying way more on online shopping. I wish I could have an online tailor, Melanie. That might be a business idea that you and I should come up with. I think it could be cool. Like you put your measurements in, you mail the garment, and they send it back to you and do a virtual fitting. Mm-hmm. Any lawyers here want to help Melanie and I make this happen? I think it's a good one. So I think relying on online shopping is more about, I have had the same problem. You go to a store, you say like go and have a purpose, but sometimes the stuff isn't in the stores anymore right now. So that's a COVID challenge. Mm-hmm. Melanie, we have another question with regard to the vest suggestion you had and how to put together that look from the waist up, and any other suggestions for accessories for waist up fashion. And yeah, so Deborah, like Melanie and I, if you notice, are both wearing necklaces today. And I've got this necklace that's got like a key and a lock. Melanie, I can't see your full necklace. It just looks like, oh, okay.
It has the blue and the gold. It's pulling it all together.
Yeah. So I like to wear a necklace, and I will just show you guys. I showed Melanie. I'm wearing shorts, okay? And this is Melanie's like worst nightmare. But this is a DVF.
His shorts are so uncomfortable to me.
Well, you also have that guy who said that nasty thing to you about your legs. So I found this. This is a DVF top in my I found it in my storage unit actually. And this is like circa 2004, 2005 when DVF wrap stuff was really popular. It's got really pretty colors, pink and blues and blacks. And I think it looks professional, except for the fact that my boob comes out occasionally, which is
just
never
one. It's okay though.
Yeah, and I can like pin it or pull it or whatever. But I have a necklace, and then I have like a pretty top, but I'm super casual on the bottom. So I don't know if you guys are all doing that as well. But Melanie, any advice for vests and then accessories?
So vests, I think it's kind of like almost like the blazer, like having the having it go with a color, like kind of doing the other one, and also having the necklace. The other thing that's really popular this year is scarves. And like it's super popular in the sense if people are having like scarves tied as belts, scarves tied on handbags. A lot of designers are using like having a scarf be like the back of a sweater or stuff like that. But a scarf is a great way to get like an easy pop. Like I know people get overwhelmed by scarves and feel that it can be a little bit matronly, but there's a great way to wear a scarf that's easy, and it's a good way to, it could be another accessory that is good to wear on Zoom.
Which is what? Just putting it like here, or?
Yeah, or just kind of if you could wear it like a necklace.
Oh, I see. Okay.
So that's kind of like having like a long knot, or just making it so it's not so like close to your neck, because that kind of looks uncomfortable on Zoom.
And obviously we like necklaces and jewelry and things like that. And so I would consider that. I would also say like pops of color, like we said, like a good basic is really a nice thing too. And I find myself like hot in my house a lot, and so I need to be cool. So I've invested in things that aren't like, you're not going to see me on a Zoom in like a big sweater anymore, even though I love sweaters. Like I need clothes that also let me move. And So anything with stretch in it has been things that I've gotten. But go back to some of your old, it's really fun to shop your own closet. Melanie's going to be like, you shouldn't have that many things. We need our own show because I think we're a nice, like we have a nice shtick, but I like need you. I need you like a lot. I think we all need you. I love this session. I want you to come back again. I promise I'll send the registration link on time to everyone. And I know we're getting a lot of people watch us afterwards. So Melanie, is there anything you want to leave us with? Like a tip, a takeaway?
I think that we've spent a whole entire year waiting a year and a half in order for like things to change. And Stephanie and I had this conversation at the beginning, is no matter what, you're going to be meeting people virtually, like 100%. Even if like life goes back to 100% in person, you still, the ease of doing things on person and on Zoom or virtually is not going away anytime soon. And I know that we've all kind of had a weight fluctuation. So we want to just embrace where we are now. And so while all this information is great, and in your head, some of you may be like, oh, cool, this is something I'll do in 3 months when I have some time, or I lost the weight, or when I need to go speak on a panel, blah, blah, blah. No, like clothes and the way that you show up really, really affects productivity. It affects the way that people engage you, the way people feel about you, the way that you show up even for your family. Like if you feel good, like it has so much more impact than just kind of going throughout your day. So I would just take this information and create 3 things in your closet that just have like a little, one of my clients is like a little Zoom corner, and it's like what she has waiting for her. So it's easy to hop on Zoom, like make it work for today. Stop waiting. Like so many people I've spoken to this past week, like, you know what? I'm painting my office. I hate the color in here. I spend so much time. I'm buying a piece of art, or I'm buying a desk or a chair I actually like do the thing that is going to make you feel good today and stop waiting, because the waiting is just more waiting.
I love it. And so we can wrap up with that. I'm going to return these, Melanie, because they hurt and they're the wrong size. And I am not going to go to TJ Maxx today. Okay.
And I send someone to go return them for you.
I know. I will. Melanie, it's such a pleasure to have you here. You guys have Melanie's email. I will send out the recording and Melanie's contact info and anything else she promised to us. And follow her on Facebook, actually maybe not Facebook, but Instagram and LinkedIn. I love your grid posts. They give me a lot of inspiration, and there's nothing like Melanie out there, in my opinion, that makes fashion really accessible and really puts it in perspective for busy professionals, because it is part of your personal brand, and we need to look good and feel good, and it impacts all of what we do, like you said, productivity, but also self-image. And it's just so important. Why don't wait, right? Melanie, thank you. Guys, stay tuned. Join us for the next few webinars, and we'll talk to you soon. Thank you.
Have a good one.
Take care.